again. Got to turn my ring off. Hello, everyone. It's me, Paula Deen White, with no makeup on. I decided I'm moving this camera a lot. I decided this week that I'm not going to do any makeup or my lovely Paula accent because I am what? Tired. So I'm going to be reading starting from page 53. And as always, I will be starting with a content warning. This book is filled with lots of heavy topics and lots of triggering things, um, topics of sexual assault and abuse, molestation, incest, general abuse, manipulation, all that kinds of stuff. Just tough language, and it is a difficult read for many, many reasons. I hope I do it justice. As always, I did read ahead a little bit so that I could try my best to not stumble over my words, but we'll see what happens. I hope you all enjoy, and it is exactly 7 o'clock, and I am a prompt type of person, so now I'm going to start. Dear God, Mr. Daddy, show up this evening. He a little short, shrunk up man with a bald head and gold spectacles. He clears his throat a lot, like everything he say need announcement. Talk with his head leant to the side. He come right to the point. Just couldn't rest till you got her in your house, could you? He say, coming up the step. Mister, don't say nothing. Look out across the railing at the trees over the top of the well. Eyes rest on the top of the Harpo and Sophia house. Won't you have a seat? I asked, pushing him up a chair. How about a cool drink of water? Through the window, I hear Shug humming and humming, practicing her little song. I sneak back to her room and shut the window. Old Mister say to Mister, just what is it about this Shug Avery anyway? He say. She black as tar, she nappy headed, she got legs like baseball bats. Mister didn't say nothing. I dropped a little spit in old Mister water. Why, say old Mister, she ain't even clean. I hear she got the nasty woman disease. I twirl the spit round with my finger. I think about ground glass, wonder how you grind it, but I don't feel mad at all, just interest. Mister turned his head slow, watch his daddy drink. Then say, real sad, you ain't got it in you to understand. He say, I love Shug Avery, always have, always will. I should have married her when I had the chance. Yeah, say old Mister, and throwed your life away. Mr. Grunt right there. And a right smart of money with it. Old Mister clears throat. Nobody even sure exactly who her daddy is. I never care who her daddy is, say Mister. And her mammy take in white people dirty clothes to this day. Plus all her children got different daddies. It all just too trifling to and confuse. Well, say Mister, and turn full face on his daddy. All Shug Avery children got the same daddy. I vouch for that. Old Mister clears throat. Well, this my house. This my land. Your boy Harpo in one of my houses on my land. Weeds come up on my land, I chop 'em up. Trash blow over it, I burn it. He rise to go. Hand me his glass. Next time he come, I put a little sugar pea in his glass. See how I like that. Seeley, he say, you have my sympathy. Not many, oh Lord, not many women let their husband whore lay up in their house. But he not saying to me, he saying it to Mister. Mister look up at me, our eyes meet. This the closest us ever felt. He say, hand paw his hat, Seeley. And I do. Mister don't move from his chair by the railing. I stand in the door. Us watch old Mister begin harumping down the road home. Next one come visit his brother Tobias. He real fat and tall, look like a big yellow bear. Mister small like his daddy. His brother stand way taller. Where she at? He asked, grinning. Where the queen honey bee? Got something for her, he say. He put little box of chocolate on the railing. She sleeping, I say. Didn't sleep much last night. How you doing there, Albert? He say, dragging up a chair. He run his hand over his slicked back hair and try to feel it. There's a booger in his nose. Wipe his hand on his pants. Shake out the crease. I just heard Suge Avery was here, he say. How long you had her? Oh, say Mister, couple months. Hell, say Tobias. I heard she was dying. That goes to show, don't it? That you can't believe everything you hear. He smoothed down his mustache, run his tongue out the corners of his lips. What you know good, Miss Seeley, he say. Not much, I say. Me and Sophia piecing another quilt together. I got about 5 squares pieced, spread out on the table by my knee. My basket full of scraps on the floor. Always busy, he say. I wish Margaret was more like you, save me a bundle of money. Tobias and his daddy always talk about money like they still got a lot. Old Mister been selling off the place so that nothing much left but the houses and the fields. My and Harpo fields bring in more than anybody. I piece on my square, look at the colors of the cloth, then I hear Tobias' chair fall back and he say, Shug halfway between sick and well, halfway between good and evil too. Most days, now she show me and Mister her good side, but evil all over her today. She smiled like a razor opening. Say, well, look who's here today. She wearing a little flowery shift I made for her and nothing else. She looked about 10 with her hair all cornrowed. She's skinny as a bean and her face full of eyes. Me and Mister both look up at her, both move to help her sit down. She don't look at him. She pull up a chair next to me. She pick up a random piece of cloth out the basket, hold it up to the light, frown. How you sew this damn thing, she say. I hand her the square I'm working on, start another one. She sewed long, crooked stitches, remind me of a little crooked tune she sang. That real good for the first try, I say. That just fine and dandy. She look at me and snort. Everything I do is fine and dandy to you, Miss Seeley, she say. But that's 'cause you ain't got no good sense. She laughed, and I ducked my head. She got a heap more than Margaret, say Tobias. Margaret take that needle and sew your nostrils together. All women's not alike, Tobias, she say, believe it or not. Oh, I believe it, he say, just can't prove it to the world. First time I think about the world, what the world got to do with anything, I think. Then I see myself sitting there quilting between Suge Avery and Mister. Us 3 sat together against Tobias and his fly speck box of chocolate. For the first time in my life, I feel just right. Dear God, me and Sophia work on the quilt. Got it framed up on the porch. Shug Avery donate her old yellow dress for scrap, and I work in a piece every chance I get. In a nice pattern called Sister's Choice. If the quilt turn out perfect, maybe I give it to her. If it not perfect, maybe I keep it. I want it for myself, just for the little yellow pieces, look like stars, but not. And Mr. and Shug walk up the road to the mailbox, the house quiet, except for the flies. They swing through every now and then, drunk from eating and enjoying the heat, buzz enough to make me drowsy. Sophia looked like something on her mind. She just not sure what. She bend over the frame, sew a little while, then rear back in her chair and look out across the yard. Finally, she rests her needle, say, "Why do people eat, Miss Seeley? Tell me that." "To stay alive," I say. "What else?" Course, some folks eat 'cause food tastes good to 'em, and then some is gluttons. They love to feel their mouth work. Them the only reasons you can think of? She asked. Well, sometime it might be a case of being undernourished, I say. She mused. He not undernourished, she say. Who ain't? I asked. Harpo, she say. Harpo? He eating more and more every day. Maybe he got a tapeworm. She frowned. Nah, she say. I don't think it a tapeworm. Tapeworm make you hungry. Harpo eat when he ain't even hungry. What? Force it down? This hard to believe, but sometimes you hear new things every day. Not me, you understand. Not some folk. But some folk do say that. Last night for supper, he ate a whole pan of biscuits by himself. Nah, I say. He sure did. And had two big glasses of buttermilk along with it. This was after supper was over, too. I was giving the children their baths, getting them ready for bed. He's supposed to be washing the dishes. Instead of washing plates, he cleaning them with his mouth. Well, maybe he was extra hungry. Y'all has been working hard. Not that hard, she say. And this morning for breakfast, darn if he didn't have 6 eggs. After all that food, he looked too sick to walk. When us got to the field, I thought he was going to faint. If Sophia say darn something wrong, maybe he don't want to wash dishes, I say. His daddy never washed a dish in his life. You reckon? She say. He seems so much to love it. To tell the truth, he loved that part of housekeeping a heap more and me. I'd rather be out in the fields or fooling with the animals, even chopping wood. But he loved cooking and cleaning and doing little things around the house. He sure is a good cook, I say. Big surprise to me that he know anything about it. He never cooked so much as an egg when he lived at home. I bet he wanted to, she said. It seemed so natural to him. But Mr., you know how he is. Oh, he all right, I say. You feeling yourself, Miss Seeley? Sophia asked. I mean, he all right in some things, not in others. Oh, she said. Anyway, next time he come here, notice if he eat anything. I notice what he eat, all right. First thing coming up the steps, I give him a close look. He's still skinny, about half Sophia's size, but I see a little pop beginning under his overalls. What you gotta eat, Miss Seeley? He say, going straight to the warmer and a piece of fried chicken, then on to the safe for a slice of blackberry pie. He stand by the table and munch, munch. You got any sweet milk? He asked. Got clabber, I say. He say, well, I love clabber, and dip him out some. Sophia must not be feeding you, I say. Why you say that? He asked with his mouth full. Well, and not that long after dinner, and here you is hungry again. He don't say nothing and eat. Ooh. Course, I say, supper time not too far off either, about 3 or 4 hours. He rummaged through the drawer for a spoon to eat the clabber with. He see a slice of cornbread on the shelf back of the stove. He grab it and crumble it into the glass. Us go back out to the porch, and he put his foots up on the railing. Eat his clabber and cornbread with the glass near about to his nose. Remind me of a hog at a trough. Food tasting like food to you these days, huh? I say, listening to him chew. He don't say nothing. Eat. I look out across the yard. I see Sophia dragging a ladder and then lean up against the house. She wearing an old pair of Harpo pants, got her head tied up in a head rag. She climb up the ladder to the roof, begin to hammer in nails. Sound echo across the yard like shots. Harpo eat, watch her. Then he belched, say, "Excuse me, Miss Seeley." Take the glass and spoon back in the kitchen. Come out and say bye. No matter what happened now, no matter who come, no matter what they say or do, Harpo eat through it. Food on his mind morning, noon, and night. His belly grow and grow, but the rest of him don't. He begin to look like he big. When it's due, us asked. Harpo don't say nothing and reach for another piece of pie. Dear God, Harpo staying with us this weekend. Friday night after Mr. and Shug and me done gone to bed, I heard this somebody crying. Harpo sitting out on the steps, crying like his heart gonna break. Oh, boo-hoo and boo-hoo. He got his head in his hands, tears and snot running down his chin. I give him a handsker. He blow his nose and look up at me, of two eyes closed like fists. What happened to your eyes? I asked. He climbed round in his mind for a story to tell, then fall back on the truth. Sophia, he say. You still bothering Sophia? I asked. She my wife, he say. That don't mean you gotta keep bothering her, I say. Sophia love you. She a good wife. Good to the children and good looking, hard working, God fearing, and clean. I don't know what more you want. Harpo sniffled. I want her to do what I say, like you do for Pa. Oh Lord, I say. When Pa tell you to do something, you do it, he say. When he say not to, you don't. You don't do what he say, he beat you. Sometimes beat me anyhow, I say, whether I do what he say or not. That's right, said Harpo, but not Sophia. She do what she want. Don't pay me no mind at all. I try to beat her. She black my eyes. Oh, boo-hoo, he cried. Boo-hoo-hoo. I start to take back my handker, maybe push him and his black eyes off the step. I think about Sophia. She tickled me. I used to hunt game with a bow and arrow, she say. Some women can't be beat, I say. Sophia one of them. Besides, Sophia love you. She'd probably be happy to do most of what you say if you asked her, right? She not mean, she not spiteful, she don't hold a grudge. He sit there hanging his head looking retard. Harpo, I say, giving him a shake. Sophia love you. You love Sophia. He look up at me best he can out his fat little eyes. Yes, ma'am, he say. Mister marry me to take care of his children. I marry him 'cause my daddy made me. I don't love Mister, and he don't love me. But you his wife, he say, just like Sophia mine. The wife supposed to mind. Do Shug Avery mind Mister? I asked. She the woman he wanted to marry. She called him Albert. Tell him his drawers stink in a minute. Little as he is, when she get her weight back, she can sit on him if he try to bother her. Why I mention weight? Or why I mention weight? Harpo start to cry again. Then he start to be sick. He lean over the edge of the step and vomit and vomit. Looked like every piece of pie for the last year come up. Then he emptied. I put him in bed next to Shug's little room. He fall right off to sleep. Dear God, I go visit Sophia. She's still working on the roof. The darn thing leaks, she say. She out to the woodpile making shingles. She put a big square piece of wood on the chopping block and chop, chop. She make big flat shingles and she put the axe down and asked me, do I want some lemonade? I look at her good, except for a bruise on her wrist. She don't look like she got a scratch on her. How it going with you and Harpo? I asked. Well, she say, he stopped eating so much, but maybe this just a spell. He trying to get as big as you, I say. She suck in her breath. I kind of thought so, and let out her breath real slow. All the children come running up. Mama, mama, us want lemonade. She pour out 5 glasses for them, 2 for us. Us sit in the window in the wooden swing she made last summer and hung on the shady end of the porch. I'm getting tired of Harpo, she say. All he think about since us married is how to make me mine. He don't want a wife. He want a dog. He your husband, I say. Gotta stay with him. Else what you gonna do? My sister husband caught in the draft, she said. They don't have no children. Odessa loved children. He left her on a little farm. Maybe I go and stay with her for a while. Me and my children. I think about my sister Nettie. Thoughts so sharp it go through me like a pain. Somebody to run to. It seemed too sweet to bear. Sophia go on, frowning at her glass. I don't like to go to bed with him no more, she say. Used to be when he touched me, I'd go all out my head. Now when he touched me, I just don't want to be bothered. Once he get on top of me, I think about how that's where he always want to be. She sipped her lemonade. I used to love that part of it, she say. I used to chase him home from the field, get all hot just watching him put the children to bed, but no more. Now I feels tired all the time. No interest. Now, I say, sleep on it some. Maybe it come back. But I say this just to be saying something. I don't know nothing about it. Mister climb on top of me, do his business in 10 minutes, and us both sleep. Only time I feel something stirring down there is when I think about Suge. And that like running to the end of the road and it turned back on itself. You know the worst part, she say? The worst part is I don't think he noticed. He'd get up there and enjoy himself just the same, no matter what I'm thinking, no matter what I feel. It's just him. Heart feeling don't even seem to enter into it. She snored. The fact he can do it like that make me want to kill him. Us look up the path to the house. See Suge and Mister sitting up on the steps. He reach over and pick something out her hair. I don't know, say Sophia. Maybe I won't go. Deep down, I still love Harpo, but he just make me real tired. She yawned. Laugh. I need a vacation, she say. Then she go back to the woodpile, start making some more shingles for the roof. Dear God, Sophia write about her sisters. They all big, strong, healthy girls, look like Amazons. They come early one morning in 2 wagons to pick Sophia up. She don't have much to take. Her and the children clothes, a mattress she made last winter, a looking glass, and a rocking chair. The children. Harpo sit on the steps acting like he don't care. He making a net for singing fish. He look out toward the creek every once in a while and whistle a little tune, but it doesn't compare to the way he usually whistle. His little whistle sound like it lost way down in a jar, and the jar in the bottom of the creek. At the last minute, I decide to give Sophia the quilt. I don't know what her sister place be like, but we've been having right smart cold weather long and in now. For all I know, she and the children have to sleep on the floor. You gonna let her go? I asked Harpo. He looked like only a fool could ask the question. He puffed back. She made up her mind to go, he said. How I'm gonna stop her? Let her go on, he said, cutting his eyes at her sister's wagon. Us sit on the steps together. All us hear from inside the thump, thump, thump of plump and stout feet. All Sophia's sisters moving round together at one time, making the house shake. Where's going? Asked the oldest girl. Going to visit Aunt Odessa, say Sophia. Daddy coming? She asked. No, Sophia said. Now, how come Daddy ain't coming? Another one asked. Daddy need to stay here and take care of the house, and look after Dilsey, Coco, and Boo. The child come stand in front of his daddy and just look at him real good. You not coming? He say. Harpo say no. The child go whisper to the baby crawling around the floor. Daddy not coming with us. What you think of that? The baby sit real still, strain real hard, and fart. Us all laugh, but it's sad too. Harpo pick it up, finger the daddy, and get her ready for a change. I don't think she wet, say Sophia, just gas. But he changed her anyway. Him and the baby over in a corner of the little porch out of the way of traffic. He used the old dry daddy to wipe his eyes. At the last, he hand Sophia the baby, and she sling it upside her hip, sling a sack of dainties and food over her shoulders, corral all the little ones together, and tell them to say goodbye to their daddy. Then she hugged me best she can, what with the baby and all, and she climb up the wagon. Every sister just about got a child between her legs, except the two driving the mules, and they all quiet as they leave Sophia and Harpo yard and drive on up past the house. Dear God, Sophia gone 6 months. Harpo act like a different man. Used to be a homebody, now all the time in the road. I asked him what going on. He said, Miss Celie, I done learned a few things. One thing he learned is that he cute. Another, that he's smart. Plus, he can make money. He don't say who the teacher is. I hadn't heard so much hammering since before Sophia left, but every evening after he leave the field, he knocking down and nailing up. Sometime his friend Swain come by to help. The two of them walk all into the night. The two of them work all into the night. Mister have to call down to tell them to shut up the racket. What you building? I asked. Juke joint, he say. Way back here? No further back than any of the others. I don't know nothing about no others, only about the Lucky Star. Juke joint's supposed to be back in the woods, say Harpo. Nobody be bothered by the loud music, the dancing, the fights. Swain say the killings. Harpo say, and the polices don't know where to look. What's Sophia gonna do, or what's Sophia gonna say about what you doing to her house? I asked. Suppose she and the children come back. Where they gonna sleep? They ain't coming back, say Harpo, nailing together planks for the counter. How you know? I asked. He don't answer. He keep working, doing everything with Swain. Dear God, the first week nobody come. Second week, 3 or 4. Third week, 1. Harpo sit behind his little counter listening to Swain pick his box. He got cold drinks, he got barbecue, he got chitlins, got store-bought bread. He got a sign saying Harpo's tacked up on the side of the house and another one out on the road. But he ain't got no customers. I go down the path to the yard, stand outside and look in. Harpo look out and wave. Come on in, Miss Celie, he say. I say, no, thank you. Mister sometime walk down, have a cold drink, listen to Swain. Miss Shug walk down too every once in a while. She's still wearing her little shifts, and I still cornrow her hair, but it getting long now. And she say soon she want it pressed. Harpo puzzled by Shug. One reason is she whatever come. One reason is she say whatever come to mind. Forget about polite. Sometimes I see him staring at her real hard when he don't think I'm looking. One day he say, "Nobody coming way out here just to hear Swain. Wonder could I get the Queen Honeybee?" "I don't know," I said. "She a lot better now, always humming and or singing something. She'd probably be glad to get back to work. Why don't you ask her?" Shug say his place not much compared to what she used to, but she think maybe she might grace it with a song. Harpo and Swain got Mister to give 'em some of Shug old announcements from out the trunk, crossed out the Lucky Star of Coleman Road, and put in Harpo's of blank plantation. Stuck 'em on trees tween the turn off to our road and town. The first Saturday night, so many folks come they couldn't get in. Shug baby, us thought you was dead. 5 out of a dozen say hello to Shug like that. And come to find out it was you, Shug say with a big grin. At last I get to see Shug Avery work. I get to watch her. I get to hear her. Mister didn't want me to come. Wives don't go to places like that, he say. Yeah, but see they going, say Shug, while I press her hair. S'pose I get sick while I'm singing, she say. S'pose my dress come undone. She wearing skin-tight red dress, look like the straps made out of 2 pieces of thread. Mister mutter, putting on his clothes. My wife can't do this. My wife can't do that. No wife of mine's. He go on and on. Shug Avery finally say, "Good thing I ain't your damn wife." He hushed then. All 3 of us go down to Harpo's. Mister and me sit at the same table. Mister drink whiskey. I have a cold drink. First Shug sing a song by somebody named Bessie Smith. She say Bessie's somebody she know. Old friend. It call a good man is hard to find. She look over at Mister a little when she sing that. I look over at him too. For such a little man, he all puff up. Look like all he can do to stay in his chair. I look at Shug and I feel my heart begin to cramp. It hurt me so. I cover it with my hand. I think I might as well be under the table for all they care. I hate the way I look. I hate the way I'm dressed. Nothing but church-going clothes in my chiffon. And Mister looking at Shug's bright black skin and her tight red dress, her feet with little sassy red shoes, her hair shining in waves. Before I know it, tears meet under my chin and I'm confused. He loved looking at Shug. I love looking at Shug, but Shug don't love looking at but one of us, him. But that the way it's supposed to be. I know that. But if that's so, why my heart hurt me so? My head droops so it near about in my glass. And then I hear my name. Shug saying Seeley, Miss Seeley. And I look up where she at. She say my name again. She say this song I'm about to sing is called Miss Seeley's song. 'Cause she scratched it out my head when I was sick. First she hum it a little, like she do at home, and then she sing the words. It all about some no-count man doing her wrong again. But I don't listen to that part. I look at her and I hum along a little with the tune. First time somebody made something and name it after me. Dear God, pretty soon it'd be time for Shug to go. She sing every weekend now at Harpo's. He make right smart money off her, and she makes some too. Plus she getting strong again and stout. First night or two, her songs come out good, but a little weak. Now she belt them out. Folks out in the yard hear her with no trouble. She and Swain sound real good together. She sing, he pick his box. It nice at Harpo's. Little tables all around the room with candles on them that I made. A lot of little tables outside too by the creek. Sometime I look down the path from our house and it looked like a swarm of lightning bugs all in and through Sophia House. In the evening, Shug can't wait to go down there. One day she say to me, "Well, Miss Seeley, I believe it's time for me to go." "Where's?" I asked. "And when?" I asked. "Early next month," she say. "June. June a good time to go off into the world." I don't say nothing. Feel like I felt when Nettie left. She come over and put her hand on my shoulder. "He beat me when you're not here," I say. "Who do?" she say. "Albert?" "Mister," I say. "I can't believe it," she say. She sit down on the bench next to me real hard, like she dropped. "What he beat you for?" she asked. "For being me and not you." "Oh, Miss Seeley," she say, and put her arms around me. I sit like that for maybe half an hour. Then she kissed me on the fleshy part of my shoulder and stand up. "I won't leave," she say, "until I know Albert won't even think about beating you." Dear God, now we all know she going sometime soon. They sleep together at night. Not every night, but almost every night from Friday to Monday. He go down to Harpo's to watch her sing and just to look at her. Then way late they come home. They giggle and they talk and they wrestle until morning. Then they go to bed until it's time for her to get ready to go back to work. First time it happened, it was an accident. Feeling just carried them away. That's what Shug say. He don't say nothing. She asked me, "Tell me the truth," she say. "Do you mind if Albert sleep with me?" I think I don't care who Albert sleep with, but I don't say that. I say, "You might get big again." She say, "Nah, not with my sponge and all." "You still love him?" I asked. She say, "I got what you call a passion for him. If I was ever going to have a husband, he a Bennett. But he weak," she say. "Can't make up his mind what he want. And from what you tell me, he a bully. Sometimes I love about him though. Some things I love about him though," she say. "He smell right to me. He's so little he make me laugh." "You like to sleep with him?" I asked. "Yes, Seeley," she say. "I have to confess I just love it. Don't you?" "Nah," I say. "Mister can tell you I don't like it at all." "What is it like?" "He get up on you, heist your nightgown round your waist, plunge in. Most times I pretend I ain't there. He never know the difference. Never ask me how I feel. Nothing. Just do his business, get off, and go to sleep." She start to laugh. "Do his business," she say. "Do his business. Why, Miss Seeley, you make it sound like he going to the toilet on you." "That what it feel like," I say. And she stopped laughing. "You never enjoy it at all?" she asked, puzzled. "Not even with your children, Daddy?" "Never," I say. "Why, Miss Seeley," she say, "you still a virgin." "What?" I asked. "Listen," she say, right down there in your pussy is a little bud that gets real hot when you do you know what with somebody. It get hotter and hotter and then it melt. That's the good part. But other parts good too," she say. "Lot of sucking go on here and there," she say. "A lot of finger and tongue work." "Button, finger and tongue." My face hot enough to melt itself. She say, "Here, take this mirror and go look at yourself down there. I bet you never seen it, have you?" "Nah, and I bet you never seen Albert down there either." "I felt him," I say. I stand there with the mirror. She say, "What? too ashamed even to go off and look at yourself? And you look so cute too, she say, laughing, all dressed up for Harpo, smelling good and everything, but scared to look at your own pussy. You come with me while I look, I say, and us run off to a room like two little prankish girls. You guard the door, I say. She giggle. Okay, she say, nobody coming. Coast clear. I lie back on the bed and haul up my dress, yank down my bloomers, and stick the looking glass between my legs. Ugh, all that hair. And then my pussy lips be black, and then inside look like a wet rose. It a lot prettier than you thought, ain't it? She say from the door. It mine, I say. Where the button? Right up near the top, she say. The part that stick out a little. I look at her. I look at her and touch it with my finger. A little shiver go through me. Nothing much, but just enough to tell me this the right button to mash. Maybe. She say, while you looking, look at your titties too. I haul up my dress and look at my titties. Think about my baby sucking them. Remember that little shiver I felt then too. Sometimes a big shiver. Best part about having the babies was feeding them. Albert and Harpo come and she say, and I yank up my drawers and yank down my dress. I feel like us been done something wrong. I don't care if you sleep with him, I say. And she take me at my word. I take me at my word too. But when I hear them together, all I can do is pull the quilt over my head and finger my little button and titties and cry. All right. Well, that is a good enough place to stop, I feel. Thank you for everyone who listened. And we are at page 79. I think probably a fifth of the way done with the novel. I hope you enjoyed tonight's reading. This is probably my favorite section of the book, well, except for the ending parts. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. And yeah, bye.